The virtual meeting comes following postponements, and the leaders discussed important issues like cross-border truck drivers and how they are prone to spread the virus. This taking up a substantial portion of the meeting, with 2 of the 15 resolutions reached focusing on that one issue. The heads of state noted that information sharing is key during a crisis such as the COVID-19 pandemic and directed the ministers responsible for health, trade, transport, and EAC affairs to finalize and adopt an EAC digital surveillance and tracking system for drivers and crew on COVID-19 for immediate use by partner states. The heads of state directed the focal persons to immediately work on a regional mechanism for testing and certification of truck drivers prior to their departure at the point of origin and every 2 weeks report to the heads of state. The current chairman of the EAC stressed that the issue of truck drivers and their potential to rapidly spread the virus should not be taken lightly.
The last numbers that added up to that were of truck drivers. So we are very much interested in working with the region to see how we can effectively manage that problem.
Revamping the region's economies was another important issue discussed, and the heads of state noted that the region's key economic sectors are experiencing a slowdown as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, such as agriculture, trade, manufacturing and industry, tourism, hospitality and entertainment, and directed partner states to prioritize regional value supply chains to support local production of essential medical products and supplies, including masks, sanitizers, soaps, coveralls, face shields, processed food, and ventilators as part of efforts to combat COVID-19 in the region. The heads of state further directed partner states to facilitate farmers to continue farming activities during this pandemic and the post-COVID-19 period, support agro-processing and value chains as an important substitution measure, and establish special-purpose financing schemes for small and medium enterprises to cushion them from the negative effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. President Kagame emphasized cooperation as key in fighting the virus.
This is undoubtedly a difficult period for our region and the entire world. We are working to minimize the economic hardships on our citizens while protecting their health. But this will be more effective, as has been stated by Your Excellencies, if we act in concert with one another. To combat this pandemic, it is critically important to maintain the flow of trade within our region, working hand in hand with our private sector. That is the key principle I wish to emphasize today. So long as any member of our community is vulnerable, we are all at risk. Therefore, we must work very closely together.
The heads of state took note of the current status of the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in the region and commended the ministers responsible for health, trade, transport and EAC affairs for their initiative in adopting a regional approach to the COVID-19 pandemic. The ministers held virtual meetings in March and May to discuss strategies to fight the pandemic, despite the previous postponements of the heads of state meeting. This virtual meeting on Tuesday did not feature the heads of state of Burundi and Tanzania, or the bloc's current Secretary General, who is from Burundi. As of Monday, the 11th of May, 55 people were known to have been killed by COVID-19 in the EAC, with 1,786 infections, 1,038 active cases, and 648 recoveries.